Decision as to what those borderlands ought to be.
Where do you stand on the right of return?
The right of return? The right of return?
The Palestinian right of return.
That's something that should be negotiated. That's something that should be negotiated.
But do you think the Palestinian refugees, the people who were kicked out of the land in 1948, should be able or should have any right to return to Israeli land?
Yes, but not under Palestinian conditions. Yes. They should have a right to come back if that is a decision that Israel wants to make. I'm back to, it's up to Israel to determine the things that they will accept. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu made it real clear in his statement following the statement that President Obama made. They are willing to make some concessions. They're willing to give on a lot of things. They're willing to be compassionate. I don't think they have a big problem with people returning. The issue is there are some things that they simply do not want to give in on.
We have been at war in Afghanistan for almost 10 years, and yet you say, and you say it quite proudly, you have no plan for what to do in Afghanistan. You'd have to wait till you got into office, till you met with the experts, till you met with the military officials, and then you decided. Don't you owe it to people who are thinking of voting for you to give them some idea about what you would do about a major U.S. military involvement in Afghanistan?
I do. And here's what I owe them. I owe them the right approach to make the right decision such that we're not there 10 more years.
So what is the right approach?
The right approach is the day I'm elected president, I will start on that plan such that the day I'm sworn in, I would be able to implement that plan.
But that doesn't tell anybody what you're directing. I mean, do you support counterinsurgency or counterterrorism?
Chris, let's go back to the fundamental question. We've got to work on the right problem. I think it is disingenuous to tell the American people what I would do when I don't have the intelligence information. I don't have all of the factors that are affecting this particular situation. I owe the American people a responsible decision and a responsible plan, and I don't think any candidate can responsibly say what they would do if they're elected president.
All right, finally, because we've only got about a minute left, I want to ask you about some pluses and some minuses for your campaign, because they're clearly quite striking. And let's put up this poll. In the Daily Gallup poll, only 29% of Republicans even know who you are.
Yes.
But you have the strongest support among those who do recognize you, 24%. On the other hand, you've been campaigning for months. Your Hermanator PAC raised just $16,000 in the first 3 months of this year. At the end of March, you had $13 cash on hand. Question, is your campaign broke?
No, it's not. The Hermanator PAC, we ceased that at the end of January, at the end of December. So the people who are looking at that Hermanator PAC account, that's an inactive account. We opened up a new one called Friends of Herman Cain, which we will file July 15th, according to the FEC.
So can you tell us how much money you've got on that?
I could, but I won't, Chris, because I don't want my competition to know. But I can tell you, we are not broke. We are not broke. The PAC account ended the December. That's why it shows $13. Friends of Herman Cain is doing just fine. But we need more.
Well, we all need more. Mr. Cain, I want to thank you so much for coming in today. Always a pleasure to talk with you. Please come back, and good luck on the campaign trail, sir.
Thanks, Chris. I've enjoyed it. Thank you.
Up next, the Senate's top Republican on the nation's debt and the president's new policy.